Good morning. My topic is a taxonomy of virtualization security issues in cloud computing environment. In this seminar, we will cover the topics introduction, literature survey, methodology, vulnerabilities and risk, terminology, result analysis and discussion, and conclusion. Coming to the introduction, cloud computing has been developed to enable the information technology world for utilizing computer resources efficiently and proficiently. There are some of the benefits of cloud computing, that is, they have unlimited computing power available on demand, in which they can access resources and services whenever they need it. Users are able to accomplish computing services without any investment in IT infrastructure. It provides virtualization resources, platforms, infrastructures, and SaaS only with the use of internet. If there is only internet, they will be able to use all of these without paying anything for that. Next is virtual machines. So what actually is virtual machine is virtual machine is a virtual computer similar to a physical computer in which application or operating systems can be installed and run. There are some of the benefits of virtual machines are traditionally the physical machines dedicate available resources permanently to all applications that are running on the computer, and this may cause wastage in some of the resources, memory and storage spaces. Whereas in virtual environment, resources are shared among various virtual machines and entirely used on demand. Isolation means failure in any virtual machine will not affect the performance or efficiency of other virtual machines running on the same host. The virtual environments enable VM to isolate data from other VMs, that is, program running in one VM cannot see the programs that are running on other VMs. In virtual machines, there will be no wastage of the resources, storage, and etc. And how much ever resources they want, they can use. And if the VMs are properly isolated, uh, if there is failure in one VM, the other VMs will not be affected, and programs running in the one VM will other VMs cannot see those programs which are running in other VMs. So these are some of the advantages of a virtual machine. Coming to virtualization architecture, there are two types of architecture, that is bare metal architecture and hosted architecture. As we can see in the image itself, there is one major difference, that is operating systems. In hosted architecture, first an essential OS is installed in the host system. On the host system, VMs are installed. It enables the user to control multiple guest OS or VMs. In bare metal architecture, the hypervisor runs directly on the host. VMs and higher layer applications are installed above the hypervisor. So what is this hypervisor is? It is a computer software that runs virtual machines. A computer on which a hypervisor runs one or more VMs is called a host machine, and each VM is called a guest machine. Coming coming to the literature survey. My first paper is security issues in cloud computing. In this paper, the aim is the author discuss the security issues for cloud computing and present a layered framework. In this paper, we first discuss security issues for cloud. These issues include storage security, data security, network security, and application security. Storage security is nothing but the data should be encrypted both at the rest and the transit. If the data is not properly encrypted, then the attacker can attack the data during transmission. And data security is uh, first the data need to be classified, and the data and the more confidential data should be secured at higher levels. And next is the network security. Secured protocols should be used for network security, and application security is proper authentication. In the basically in this literature paper, there is no methodology or anything. They have mainly discussed about the security issues. The next paper is the author aims at presenting a comprehensive study on the challenges and issues of security issues in cloud computing. The cloud security requirements for the below items have been discussed in detail. So the challenges are confidentiality, integrity, availability, and trust. Confidentiality refers to only authorized users or the systems having the permission and ability to access protected data. Only the system who are authorized to use that data, they need to access that data, and other people cannot access that data. Integrity is the assets can be modified only by the authorized parties or in authorized ways. For this, we can give an example of Facebook. Like, um, my profile is viewed by all the people, but there are a few assets which only I can change and nobody else can change. Availability, the property of the system being accessible and usable upon demand by an unauthorized entity. Availability is nothing but the data centers and are synced. If uh, the data servers need to be stored in several places. Even if there is loss in any of the data server, we can we will be able to access the data through other servers. This is availability. And trust is like, for example, if I am doing any money transactions, then I should have the trust on the application, because all of my card details and everything are entered in that applications. So this is about trust. Next is coming to security responsibility is in cloud modules. The author aims at discussing the cloud security and dives deep into the responsibility of cloud security across cloud models. So here, how the responsibility is shared between the different cloud modules is given in a table. Like in information as service, the cloud the main responsibility is in virtual machine security. The main responsibility is of the cloud customer, and in secured VM image repository, it is the responsibility of the cloud provider. Securing VM boundaries, again, it is the responsibility of the cloud provider. And in hypervisor security, the responsibility is shared between the cloud provider and the service providers. The same way, platform as a service and software as service, the SOA related security is shared among the cloud provider and cloud customer. In the API security, the whole responsibility is of the service provider, and in the SaaS security, the responsibility is shared between the cloud provider and the service provider. And in web application security, it is mainly the cloud provider's responsibility. So the methodology, what the author has used in this paper is the systematic literature review is performed to provide comprehensive summary of the existing literature relevant to a research, since it helps in collecting research evidence from the current relevant studies. Here, the author has used SLR methodology, which we try to have as many as researchers as possible that answer our research questions and helps achieve objectives of the study. Moving on to the issues, vulnerabilities, and risk. Many vulnerabilities and risk are existing in the current virtualization technologies that an attacker can exploit to penetrate the security and privacy systems in cloud computing environment. So some of the issues we have divided the issues like virtualization characteristic related issues, infrastructure issues, controlling and monitoring. So first is the virtualization characteristic related issues. The essential characteristics that make the virtualization technology suitable for cloud computing are mobility, transience, isolation, and scalability. Mobility is nothing but the ability to move or to be moved freely and easily. Transience is the state of lasting only for a short period of time. Isolation is the shutdown of one VM, does not affect the other, and scalability is the expanding of the VMs. So first is the in the virtualization characteristic related issues is the inherent VM isolation. Isolation of the VM machine makes more difficult for the attacker accessing resources and access unauthorized data on physical machines. If the VM is not properly isolated, then there will be a violation in the isolation principle which happens and the attacker can attack easily if the VMs are not properly isolated. And if there is one failure in one VM, if the VMs are not properly isolated, then there will be failure in other VMs. So the VMs must be properly isolated. Unsecured VM migration. Migration technique is one of the many advantages of virtualization, has to be protected and secured against different passive and active attacks. If when the data is transferred from one VM to another VM, it should have a proper transmission channel. If uh, if there is no proper transmission between one VM and the other VM, the attacker can attack at any point, and it can get access to the sensitive data. Uncontrolled scaling. Virtualization technology allows the creation of the new virtual machines easily and quickly on demand. uh, the number of VMs can overgrow, and this makes the management task more worse, where all the machines must be scanned and patched for vulnerabilities. If there are more and more VMs, then it will be worse for the management to scan and patch vulnerabilities for all the VMs. And VM transients. If the computer is online most of the time, then there is more vulnerability to be attacked since the offline server cannot be accessed. Now, when now, if we have to access something, the VMs should always be online. If the VMs are always online, then there will be more chances for the attacker to attack. If the VMs are offline, then we cannot. If the servers are down, we won't be able to access those data. So if so the VMs are online most of the time, and if they are online, it will be easy for the attacker to attack, as the offline servers cannot be accessed. Next is the infrastructure issues. Insecure hypervisor. The hypervisor must support a strong security based for the VMs. If it is not secure, the attacker can gain control over the hypervisor and compromise any VMs running on it. So the VMs are installed on the hypervisor. If the hypervisor itself is not strong, then we can easily get access on the VMs. Then VMs image sharing. Users of the cloud computing can create their VM from the scratch or can make utilization for the existing images in the shared repository. For example, Amazon, it introduces a public image repository, and the customers can upload or download VM images. Although these benefits or advantages, VM images introduces some risk that in turn affect the security of the cloud computing. Therefore, the integrity of these images is essential security requirement for services provided by the cloud computing. Correlation of multiple VMs, a presence of multiple VMs on the same host that share resources in order to ensure improved efficiency, flexibility, and thus reduce the operational cost. Correlation of multiple VMs on a single server increases the surface of potential attack and risk of the VM to hypervisor or VM to VM. Resource sharing. Cloud service provider need virtualization technology to deliver their services in a scalable manner. When sharing infrastructure platforms and applications, Although the availability to share the hardware resources of one physical device among the multiple isolated VMs to optimize hardware used and save cost, it may cause security vulnerabilities to the virtual environment. Access and communication security issues. Hidden identity. There is there is usually a custom identity correlated to a physical device such as MAC address or device ID. Here actually in virtualization environment we use one particular VM, and after a certain period of time or after using that VM dies and it is no longer present, like but for our hardware devices we have MAC address and IP addresses. So if we will be able to track it if there is any fault. But in VMs, it is not like that. Once the VM dies, we won't be able to track which VM or which person has attacked that. So this is a main threat. VMs or VMs host communication in cloud computing environment. Communications in virtual in cloud computing environments, communication mechanisms in virtual networks are similar to those used in real networks. VM needs to communicate and share the data. If the connection does not meet critical security standards, they become a target for the attackers.
Just wait for a while, okay? Just wait for a while. I'll pause this. Okay. Just wait
Yes,
for a
sir.
while. Yes.
Okay, sir. Weak authentication and session management. Authentication is a mechanism used to determine whether something or someone is what or who is it is declared to be. So there should be proper authentication mechanisms, that is email ID and password. So if there is a weak authentication mechanism, anybody can access that VM, and it can gain access over control over the sensitive data. Data security issues, improper management of the credentials, so in data security issues there are four issues, that is improper management of credentials, insufficient verification of data authentication, security misconfiguration, and improper input validation. Improper management of credentials is nothing but the organizations need user credentials to control and allow the user to achieve his sensitive data. Improper management of the credentials indicates to weakness in a way used to manage the credentials, such as lack of verification of password strength. It should have a strong verification password strength. If it has a weak verification password strength, then anybody can access the data. For example, the um, MFA, that is multi-factor authentication. Like in Google, and like if we get login to email from other devices, our phone or device in which we have previously logged in, we will get a message that whether it is us we have logged in the other device. So there should be a multi-factor authentication process. Insufficient verification of data authenticity. If the system fails to verify the validity or origin of the data, it may accept invalid data. Lack of data authenticity may arise in difficult situations. The data what we are giving should also be a valid data, and invalid or wrong data uh, should not be given. So there should be a sufficient verification of for the validity and data authenticity. Security misconfigurations. Uh, virtual systems often rely on many interoperating software components that must be dynamically configured to support virtualization in many applications. If misconfiguration happens, then there will be there will be security issues for the users and applications and the entire system. improper input validations. Again, the same, that is email ID and password. There should be proper system for input what we are giving. If there is no proper input validation system, so then it will accept any inputs, and anybody can access to that VMs. Control and monitoring. In control and monitoring, there are two issues, that is lack of visibility and monitoring VMs from the host. Lack of visibility is nothing but when the hypervisors are the hypervisor is responsible for establishing communications between VMs located on the same host. So basically, we won't be able to see how the VMs are located, and how the and data is moving from one VM to another VM. So there is lack of visibility. So there should be a secure inter VM traffic, because the traffic over the virtualization environment never goes through a physical network. As it is virtual, there should be a strong transmission channel where we are sending the data from one VM to another. Monitoring VMs from the host. This is the most significant issue, is to secure the host rather than monitoring each VM individually. Before securing all the VMs and everything, the host is the main thing that needs to be secured. Now, if the host is secured, then only we can go to the VMs and everything. If the host if itself is not secure, then it can gain control over any VMs, and it can access any VMs data. Next, coming to the terminology. Here are some of the few words like challenge, vulnerability, risk, threat, attack. These are these are the words which we have mostly used. Now I will tell why I have used these words. So in results and discussion, so in this paper, what the author has done is he has told how this paper is really big. Okay, so he has told us that how he has come to conclusion that he has published this paper. So basically, there were 21,389 papers. When he had typed the keywords challenge, vulnerability, risk, threat, and attack, he got so many thousand papers. He wrote some query, and he went on filtering the papers. Uh, uh, then by using some of the methods, like first what he did was he removed the papers which were of different languages. He kept only the papers which were written in English. By reading the title and the abstract, and sometimes the conclusion of the remaining 13,886 papers, he discarded again 13,486 papers. Again, he discarded so many papers, and by reading 400 of results completely, he was left with 148 papers. Here is a table where he has from where he got the papers from ACM Digital Library, IEEE Explore, Google Scholar. First, he got so many papers, and then after removal, there were so many left. And those papers again he went on filtering, and lastly he was left with 148 papers. And with referring 148 papers, he has come to a conclusion with this paper. Coming to the conclusion, the rapid expanding of the cloud computing and virtualization technology make the cloud infrastructure more complicated and have brought a series of security challenges, which we have already seen. What were the security issues and what were the security challenges? This research has identified critical security issues of virtualization technology in cloud computing environment. There are many critical security issues on which we have to work on. The collective security vulnerabilities and risks have been classified into several categories according to their effect on virtual environment, where there were many vulnerabilities and um, risk which we had classified into control and monitoring, data security issues, access and infrastructure issues, access and communication security issues. We classified each of them, and we went on to the problems with each of these modules. Further security threats and virtual-based attacks have been presented according to the virtualization use of vulnerabilities and security issues. So, after knowing all these security threats and issues, um, we need to provide prevention solutions for these attacks. That's all, sir. Hello.
All right. So, according to you, what do you think are the benefits of virtualization?
Benefits of virtualization is the even if we are sitting in home, and even if we want to get data or platform where we want to launch our applications, or if we want resources, we will be provided, sir.
Okay. And just one last question. Go to where you spoke about isolation of virtual machines. Please see one. There's a
Yes,
place.
sir.
Yes. You
Yes,
just
sir.
go to
I will.
it.
Yes, sir. Isolation of
Yes. Yes.
correct isolation of VM.
Yes.
Yes.
So, what do you think is the advantages or advantage of isolation? What do you
If
think?
there is proper isolation of VM, then the programs which are running in the one VM will not be seen by the other VMs. And if there is any failure in one VM, if they are properly isolated, it will not affect the other VMs, sir.
That's correct. Okay, fine. And another thing, you mentioned something about MAC and IP address. You
Yes, sir.
mentioned, so what is MAC? Can you expand it? You know what I'm asking you, right?
Yes, yes, sir. I know what you're asking.
So expand MAC. First, expand IP address. What is IP?
Sir, I forgot the abbreviation, sir.
So that's the first thing you should remember. Okay. So I mean, because
Yes,
when you're
sir.
talking about virtualization, there are communications. Because I wanted to ask you the difference between both now. See, IP stands for Internet Protocol, right? And there are two versions.
Yes,
So you
sir.
have IP version 4 and IP version 6. IP version 4
Yes,
is
sir.
not that encrypted, I mean, strongly encrypted, and then is susceptible to hacking. So IPv6 came up, and then again with an extended bandwidth and better security. That is that. And MAC IP address can be changed. Okay, it
Yes,
can
sir.
be changed. Either you
Okay.
do dynamic or you do static IP addressing. So if you do dynamic addressing, the server or the default gateway assigns IP addresses to it. But in a static IP address, you have to assign it. Usually we use the class C address, example 192.168.5.34, whatever. Now, but whereas the MAC address stands for Media Access Controller, right? So it is specific to computer. So if anyone who has access to your MAC address will be able to hack into your PC, because MAC address cannot be changed easily. Okay, you cannot change the MAC
Okay,
address
sir.
unless with the default manufacturer. So it's okay, good. Yeah, I think you've done
Okay.
justice to this, and then we'll end it here. And the one thing
Okay,
maybe
sir.
I'll send it to Ganesh to remove there was a time we paused, so you can remove it and then make the stuff uniform. All right. Okay, cool. Okay,
Okay,
thank
sir.
you. Okay, take care.
Okay,
And
sir. Thank you, sir. So you stop recording, sir.
yes.